What the This can't be real. Luka Doncic is now a member of the Los Angeles Lakers. Anthony Davis, he's on the Mavericks now. And we got the craziest trade in NBA history. Yeah, I don't even know where to begin this video because my God, it's not real. It's literally not real. We're going to be breaking this trade down, grading it, talking about it, reviewing it, along with the De'Aaron Fox trade that just broke too. My initial reaction to the Luka Doncic trade was the same as Alex Caruso's. I really did think Shams got hacked. I was in absolute disbelief. Then when I kept seeing official reports, I just dropped my jaw. Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a future first went to Dallas. Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris all went to LA. My first grades were a B for the Mavs and a C- for the Lakers. The more I have thought about it, though, the more both grades have changed, especially sleeping on it. For the Lakers, I honestly just don't like the deal the more we hear things about the whole situation, which is kind of crazy. Sure, everyone's saying this move was a big win for the Lakers, and for the future, this move looks absolutely amazing, as they have their next long-term franchise star, but by making this move, they really just waved the white flag on their season. A team with no size and horrible perimeter defense just traded away their defensive anchor that is a dominant force, and they added a horrific defender to run the guard. I'm also not sold on the fit of LeBron and Luka, as both are easily top players in the league, but they are extremely ball dominant. The biggest thing I have to reiterate with the Lakers, though, is that they no longer have any type of defensive anchor. They don't even have a true starting center right now. I think they're going to add one at the deadline, but I can't say that's a confirmed thing for the team. Defensively, they're going to be horrific this season, and come playoff time, sure, LeBron and Luka are going to be way too much to handle, but if the team gives up more points than they score, they are going to lose the games. For the Mavericks, I like the trade more and more, which seems to be different than many people in the media's eyes. Luka has been out for a while with a calf injury that has lingered for 2 years now. His conditioning has consistently gotten worse, and he is such a defensive liability that some games he gives up more points than he scores. Being the top 3 player in the NBA at his age should signify something amazing for years to come, but you compare him to other players his age, and those players are improving their bodies, developing on defense, and overall just keep getting better, while Luka is not. The Mavericks' concern with him was real, as he was up to 270 pounds and he just does not take care of himself. We have also seen the Mavericks have the emergence of players in his absence because those players are able to play without his ball dominance. The Mavericks' defense is going to shift into being one of the best in the NBA. Their depth is out of this world now, and Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving are going to be one of the best duos in the league, hands down. As we have heard from the media for weeks on end now, Anthony Davis wants to play the 4 as he has been at his best his entire career at that spot. Hearing there is a logjam at the 5 now for Dallas is crazy because AD is going to start next to either Lively or Gafford, and with those players there, the front court in Dallas is insane. Think about it. AD and Lively are going to have an amazing high-low game, and Gafford and AD are 2 of the best shot blockers in the NBA. No matter which one he is playing next to, they are going to complement each other perfectly. Look at the starting 5 now. You got Kyrie, Clay, PJ Washington, AD, and Lively, with a bench unit of Dinwiddie, Grimes, Christie, Najee Marshall, and Gafford. I don't think we are talking about how insane of a 10-man rotation this is. Every player is capable of having way above average two-way production and can still find more positive minutes from players like Jaden Hardy and Omax Prosper if needed. Sure, they don't have the offensively dominant top 3 player anymore, but every player has shown capabilities of having amazing production on that end. And if we sit here and try and hide from the fact that Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis aren't amazing offensive players in their own right, and putting them in a supporting cast as elite as they have now isn't going to make up for them not being top 3 players in the NBA, we are missing out on the reality of the situation. I hope the Mavs hold on to Gafford because the team may actually be better set up to win a championship this season than they were, because you watched them play fully healthy, the perimeter defense was atrocious, and they lacked serious continuity on the offensive end of the floor. This trade corrects both of those issues and enhances the team's strengths by giving out much better opportunities to players who have earned them. I am going to shockingly give the Mavs an A- because the concerns they had were very real, but now they will have a top defense with a scary offense, as all their weapons will not be restricted due to the ball-dominant star. Keep in mind, there's still an opportunity for them to make another trade. Like, the Mavericks could go out and trade for Jimmy Butler, too. Imagine having Jimmy Butler, Anthony Davis, and Kyrie Irving on the same team. I'm sorry. The Mavericks have been aggressive in every right to get superstar players, I think they're going to seriously go after Jimmy Butler now in a deal. That's just my guess, because I don't think this is their final big move, since if it was, well, I mean, they're not going to win a championship this year, but it's all right. My one problem with this trade, though, and the reason I can't give it an A+, is because they did not get enough value for Luka, but at the same time, they got one pick. Like, you just can't justify the return, especially if Luka Doncic is being traded. I don't back that at all. But yeah, who knows? It's the Mavericks. Who knows what they're gonna do? I think they're gonna go add someone else, though. That's my guess. But my grades for the deal are pretty simply gonna be an A- for the Mavericks. For the Lakers, I'm giving them a B, since they have the contingency plan for the future. But again, they kind of just gave up on the season, which is crazy to me, as they were the 5 seed. They literally were one move away from competing in this conference. Yes, in this crazy Western Conference. They just needed one player to play two-way basketball at the 5. That's all. But nah, they just decided to trade Anthony Davis. As it stands now, I think the Mavericks are a better team than the Lakers today. But in the future, the Lakers will be a better team moving forward if Luka stays at the level he has played at and sustains it, while managing to take care of himself, which is very important. Absolute stunner of a deal, though. I'm still in disbelief. I'm still trying to process it. This is not my final grade for the trade. I will regrade it on Friday. Well, we got another blockbuster trade to review and grade and just stay in disbelief about. My favorite player, De'Aaron Fox, has been traded to the San Antonio Spurs to unite with rising superstar Victor Wembanyama. Not as shocking of a trade, as it was merely rumored and a guarantee to happen after news broke this week that the Kings were listening to offers on Fox, and his preferred landing spot was in San Antonio. He got his wish, and I got mine, but the trade overall is crazier, as Zach LaVine is headed to Sacramento in the deal. That part is insane. The Kings announced they are going to have Malik Monk as their lead guard from here on out, and with his playmaking emergence, there is a strong confidence that he can take over the lead guard spot. With LaVine in Sacramento now, he complements the offensive system with his off-ball ability, and having as much offensive firepower as the Kings have now, the Kings' offense is going to be scary. Adding LaVine, 3 first-round picks and 3 second-round picks in exchange for simply Fox, Herter, and a non-rotation player. Kings were clearly winners in this deal in some sense and get an A-. For the Spurs, they added Fox without trading any other key rotation players, and if they want, there is more room to make deals to go all in by Thursday. I doubt they do, because honestly, they are set up for the long term, as now they have a superstar point guard, a rising superstar, and a bunch of young players who are only continuing to grow. They did lose a lot of draft capital in the deal, but in the grand scheme of things, with Wemby and Fox here for the long term, their own picks will not be as valuable. I give the Spurs an A in the trade. For the Bulls, all they really did was get their own pick this year and dumped a ton of salary, which is positive for them. I wish they could have finessed out another draft pick, but at the end of the day, they finally moved LaVine. They can now tank without worrying about not having their pick this year, and most importantly, it confirms the Bulls finally are going to be active at a trade deadline, which is something we have not seen of late. DeJounte Murray tore his Achilles this week, but Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, and CJ McCollum are very viable on the trade market as it stands, and since we are continuing to see Trey Murphy drop 30 or even 40 every other day, it isn't ridiculous to say that the Pelicans are more willing to move both Brandon Ingram and Zion than ever. In my opinion, I think Brandon Ingram is as good as gone. There's no way that no one goes out and lands him, even if it's just a rental. Zion is doubtful, especially with him playing well since being healthy, and CJ has a 10% chance of trade. As for all the other teams and players, Jimmy Butler is gone, and the Mavericks might be making another splash if I had to guess, as I said, and maybe it is for Jimmy Butler. Nikola Vucevic is probably gone. The Lakers are going to trade for a big, and yeah, we will grade and recap all the trades on Friday. Your Week 15 awards are as follows. Anthony Edwards is your MVP after an amazing week. Aaron Wiggins is your surprise player of the week after the most random 40-point game ever. No team earned team of the week, but the Orlando Magic certainly earned the worst team of the week. As always, the weekly power rankings are on the screen. A little movement, but I made sure to signify the Mavs being higher than the Lakers now. This has been another episode of In Case You Missed It, the Week 15 edition. If you want to see last week's episode, click on the video in the upper left. And if you want to see my boldest trade deadline prediction for every team, click on the one in the upper right. And I already got one of those predictions wrong, so yeah. But I doubt anyone has perfect trade deadline predictions this year after the Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis swap. Y'all stay safe. Have a good one. Bye.